Alright guys, good morning. Today we got some news, some strange news to talk about, so let's dive straight into it. Now guys, what do we have here? Alison Boshoff, Amber Heard quits Hollywood and moves to Madrid, and there is no sign of her girlfriend. They're probably referring to Eve Barlow, which we have heard a lot last year when the trial was going on. She was also kicked out of the court or courtroom because she was interfering with the normal proceeding of the court. So there is also this absolutely bizarre article that we might skim on it, like we pass on it briefly later. So there are all those new articles popping out about AH. To me, it seems like a rehash of something old, especially some of those pictures. They seem to be just old pictures, honestly. So this is definitely old stuff we've seen last year already. And I don't know if it's her PR campaign. You know, those publications are also like, yeah, I don't know. Hindustan Times. I don't know how big that is. Maybe in the East. Maybe it could be. I don't want to misjudge stuff. So, but there is all of a sudden there is like all series of article on this woman, like in the last 2-3 days, which is kind of bizarre. And again, it seems like, you know, Page 6 probably is one of, on Daily Mail is probably some of the ones which they are, you know, like, let's say more reputable, but they're also known just to rehash stuff. Anyway, this Alison Boshoff is saying that the new book on his marriage and the court case that followed will come out. Johnny Depp will be the star, of course, at Cannes. We know Jean de Bourry is premiering there, and we look forward to it. We also know that Johnny was in Europe shooting some videos for the upcoming tour of his band Hollywood Vampire. So pretty good, pretty nice. But what about AH? So this article here talks about a friend that she shares, you know, basically the whereabouts of AH, that she's in Spain. She moved there. She's bilingual, and she's in no hurry to go back to Hollywood. I don't think she's in a hurry to go back, but she will probably come back when the time is right for the right project. The Aquaman actress sold her home in Yucca Valley, California in July last year for $1.1 million, nearly double what she paid for it. So that's a good investment. And she basically took the bag and moved somewhere else. So the article continues and said that basically she moved outside of Madrid with her daughter of 2-year-old. This daughter is always 2-year-old? I don't know. So anyhow, she has a role still in Aquaman 2, The Lost Kingdom, which will come out in December if I'm correct. And will be also interesting to see how the audience react to it, because of course there is Jason Momoa, is a, you know, like kind of beloved star. I like Jason Momoa myself, so I would like to see the movie, but because this person is in it, kind of makes me meh. Probably I watch it like, let's say, on alternative sites where I don't have to shell. I'm not suggesting anything. I'm just saying if it's available somewhere out there and I happen to be there, I might watch it, okay? But I have the sense that a lot of people will do exactly that. You know, they're not interested in bringing their money, their family to the big screen when there is somebody that they really dislike. And there's a lot of people, man. Recently, unfortunately, the lady that started the petition, Get Amber H out of Aquaman, she passed away. The petition is still ongoing, though, reaching like 4.6 million. So of course, those petitions are just like a symbolic. They don't have any legal value, in my opinion. I think so, at least. But the Hollywood, the stands of AH immediately jumped in, cheering the death of that woman. I mean, those people are despicable. Those people are just the lowest of the lowest. Talking about the lowest of the lowest, here at Christmas, Eve Barlow, the ex-girlfriend of AH, suggested that she had a hard time, and in this article she was searching for optimism, she says, at the end of a life-altering year. She added, "Today I was reminded of a beautiful passage from Khalil Gibran poem about my strength as to be renourished and revitalized in ourselves, often alone." Meanwhile, Depp recently spent an holiday on his island lit at Parrot Cay. I gotta watch this thing. So this is what we know so far. This article about Amber Heard pegged to replace Johnny Depp in Pirates of the Caribbean, I don't know where Andrew Boardwine took this from. Honestly, That's a kind of crazy article. The future of Pirates of the Caribbean franchise is up in the air, and some things may surprise you. The Pirates of the Caribbean movie franchise is beloved and iconic series. This feels like it's been written by ChatGPT 2. All right, we are already at 4. Update. So I think it was Margot Robbie, which was rumored that she wanted to do a Pirates Caribbean or like a reboot female version. Nobody will watch that. Somebody, but not many will watch that. So I totally think that this article is fictitious. But did the really Amber H add any alternative? I mean, she was proven to be a liar and defamed Johnny Depp. She still has a role in the movie, more than 20 minutes. Will she come back? Well, this is all about people and also the studios. I mean, the studios are ruthless people. They just go after their investment. If they think that they can still make money out of her, they will. If they think that they just cannot squeeze nothing more out of it, they will not. That's the reason also why they kept Ezra Miller in the Flash. The movie is too big of a deal. He's the main star of the movie, and there's other people attached to it, especially probably trying to get something out of the DC universe of the comic books, honestly. But anyway, coming back to AH, I don't think she had much of a chance of an alternative to go. Probably she also took the bag, left the country to avoid paying, or going through other litigations. The insurance are still litigating over who has to pay who and who has to pay her and who has to pay the freaking lawyers. So she just got out of there with the bag, and she's having a good life, most likely. I'm not God if there is one, so I'm not judge in that way. Everybody has to go on in with their lives. But I also do feel that this woman feels like she's still chasing Johnny Depp, man. Johnny Depp lives in Europe. He lives in France. He has family in France. The ex-wife, both Paris and south of France. He lives in England because he loves it there, and seems like we have heard about him buying a house and this pub and so on and so forth. And she seems like still like what narcissists do, trying to be closer still to their prey. They cannot let go of their prey, and it feels like this woman is always overing around Johnny Depp. So I hope Johnny Depp has a good, social structure around him of friends and people that protect him, so that they will avoid, to follow, let's say, in relapses, because you never know. Honestly, you never know. Human nature, our weaknesses of people, you never know. Even Johnny Depp, with all this greatness, he could fall trap again for a narcissist. Even though I have the sense that probably he's also very much done with this person. That's the good thing, Victims usually take a long time to get out of a narcissist grip, but once it's done, finally it's done, and then you gotta heal and so on and so forth. So we'll see what happens, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this. Please consider subscribing. Come on Twitter if you have Twitter. Also, if you want to check some of my musical cover, I would appreciate that. Thank you. Ciao.